Hey, just a little heads up guys, the video you're about to see was made before the Super Mario Maker 2 Direct that happened yesterday. Okay, so maybe some of the things I said were already confirmed, so just don't freak out, okay? Alright, enjoy the video. Alright, I'm gonna make this intro quick, because I have made so many Mario Maker 2 videos in the past weeks, so you know what this is all about. Mario Maker 2 is coming out in about a month, and I've listed the enemies I want to see, the power-ups I need, the themes that should be added, and so much more. But there's one more thing that I feel that needs to be discussed. There were only two bosses in the original Super Mario Maker, Bowser and Bowser Jr. Obviously, some people got creative and invented new bosses, which was pretty cool, but it's no secret that the sequel definitely needs more of those. We've already seen that Boom Boom and Meowser are going to be in this game, which is pretty amazing, but here's a couple more I'd like to see. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's 10 bosses that need to be in Super Mario Maker 2. Let's start off this list with a very simple boss that hopefully will be in the game. So, the trailer showed us that Boom Boom is going to be in the game, and it's pretty cool, I like Boom Boom and everything. But where's the love for my girl Pom Pom? She first appeared in Super Mario 3D Land and is really similar to Boom Boom, except she uses weapons to fight Mario. She's not just spinning around like this Dumbo, nah. In 3D Land, she uses Boomerang to attack Mario, and in 3D World, she gets a little bit crazier and savage and now has shurikens. Wow. In the original Super Mario Maker, you'd be able to switch between Bowser and Bowser Jr. by shaking them vigorously, so I think the same principle should apply to Boom Boom and Pom Pom. These two are meant for one another, so they shouldn't be separated in the Mario Maker game, don't you agree? In Super Mario World, there were the big castles and the smaller castles. And while the bigger ones all had different boss fights against the Koopalings, the smaller castle all had one single boss that kept coming back, Reznor. This group of 4 Triceratops lives on rotating platforms hanging above the lava, and usually the bridge under those guys would start to vanish as the fight began, forcing you to quickly get rid of one of them by hitting the platform underneath it. After that, all you had to do was to dodge the fireballs they spit and move from one platform to another to defeat them all. Reznor was brought back in New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Nintendo 3DS, and the fight was pretty much the same really. Now, as simple as this boss may be, I think it would be a great fit in Super Mario Maker 2, as you could improve the boss fight by adding more enemies, fire poles, chain chomps, and other hazards, making it difficult to get rid of them. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's be real, Super Mario Bros. 2 is the odd entry in the Super Mario franchise. And no, I'm not gonna talk about the fact that this Mario 2 and the Japanese Mario 2 are not the same game and that it's Doki Doki Panic and everything blah blah blah. We've covered that already back in 2014, so tap the card if you're not sure. This game, however, had one recurring enemy that acted as a mini-boss that I'd like to see in Mario Maker 2. It is Birdo. Yep, that Birdo, the same Birdo that now acts as Yoshi's best friend in party games and sports games. Well, back then, Birdo was a mean creature spitting eggs at Mario and his pals. Obviously, the mechanic to defeat Birdo back then was to grab an egg and throw it back at him. But you can't really do that in Mario games, you can't grab stuff like you could in Mario 2. So what if the eggs acted as shells instead? You'd have to stop them and then to kick them right back on Birdo 3 times to defeat it? I think that would be pretty sick to see a classic Mario 2 boss reimagined for a more classic Mario gameplay style. The haunted houses are some of the most confusing themes in recent Mario games, but there's one thing that they all have in common: the boos. These little ghosts that attack you when you're not looking at them and hide like pansies once you stare them right in the eyes. Well, these guys have a leader and his name is King Boo. I know King Boo is more of a Luigi's Mansion boss than a Mario 1, but he was in Super Mario Sunshine once, so that counts. But mostly, there's a version of this boss that exists in Super Mario World. This one floats above Mario instead of attacking him, and sometimes reappears for a little moment, allowing you to grab a block and throw it at him. To be fair, I know this is not the most interesting boss ever, but being able to fight with a Boo without having to use a superstar is pretty cool to me, even if it's not the most original boss idea. In a previous video, I mentioned how I was a fan of the Jungle of the Giants level in New Super Mario Bros. U. It is already possible to give a mushroom to a Goomba to make it bigger in the original Super Mario Maker, but it's sadly not possible to make it even bigger with more mushrooms, and it's a shame because there exist bigger versions of the Goomba in the Mario games. First off, in that same new Mario U level, the Goomba can be super big, big, and normal. But that's still not big enough in my opinion, which is why we need to be able to give the Goomba a Mega Mushroom to turn it into a giant Goomba from New Super Mario Bros. DS. This guy is so big that you actually have to ground pound him in order to hurt him. So here's what I'd like to see this guy in the game. The original New Super Mario Bros. Had these rising platforms, which made it quite easy to attack him from above, but with the addition of vertical levels in Mario Maker 2, climbing high enough to attack him could be so much more interesting. You could have a very difficult vertical segment that needed to be completed 3 times in order to defeat him, and where messing up once forces you to start over. That would be very difficult and pretty cool. Super Mario 3D World had a couple of boss fights, and if there's one that I truly remember loving, it has to be Hisstocrat. It's the giant purple snake that whistles and summons other snakes around him, and then you have to climb on them to finally reach his head and attack him. I think this guy would be a great addition to the Super Mario 3D World theme in Super Mario Maker 2. He'd still be sending out boulders attacking you from the sky, forcing you to dodge them as you climb the other snakes to finally attack him. I just think it's a pretty original boss that would work as great in 2D as it did in a 3D environment. Plus, from what we've seen so far, most of the enemies in the 3D World theme seem to be exclusive to that single theme, so I wouldn't expect Hisstocrat to be available for the other Mario games, making it easier to include in the game. So I know some of you guys in the comments have been saying I'm asking for way too much and the chances we get what I'm asking for are next to none. And I agree, I'm not expecting Nintendo to add all of those things as it would take too long and would delay the game. So here's my next idea for a simple one that would be super easy to add. Bowser Jr. I want Bowser Jr. Simple, right? I mean, he's already there! Except I want him in a submarine, baby! We can already put Bowser Jr. inside a clown cart in the original Mario Maker, but when we switch it to the underwater theme, I feel like he should turn into Submarine Bowser Jr., which was a fight that happened in New Super Mario Bros. U, and it was pretty epic. I mean, how many boss fights happen underwater in the Mario universe? Not a lot, and I feel it would be great to finally have a decent way of creating underwater boss fights, don't you think? So here's what happens when you defeat Bowser in the original Super Mario Maker game. He falls in the lava, and that's pretty violent, but New Super Mario Bros. DS took that to the next level by introducing Dry Bowser, a spooky version of Bowser that now spits faster, deadlier blue fireballs. There's a screenshot that confirmed that Meowser is going to be in Mario Maker 2, so why not have Dry Bowser 2 while we're at it? To be honest, I know there's not a lot of differences between Bowser and Dry Bowser, besides Dry Bowser looking 10 times cooler and spitting out faster fireballs, which is why I just had him as a reskin of Bowser. Look, I assume you're going to have to combine the Cat Bell and Bowser to create Meowser. So what if we combine a Dry Bone and Bowser to get Dry Bowser? To be honest, I think it's a great idea and I'm kind of proud of it, so yeah. Ever since Bowser was a baby, he always had one person that he could count on, and I named Kamek. Kamek has appeared in the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise as a boss and is a cooler, more powerful version of the Magic Koopa, which is why I think he'd make a great boss in Super Mario Maker 2. He could be flying on his magic broom and using his magic wand to transform blocks into enemies and throw magic balls like he does in New Super Mario U. I just imagine myself creating a boss fight featuring Kamek and a couple of Magic Koopa alongside him, or maybe a Kamek and Bowser Jr. boss fight reminiscent of the Yoshi franchise. I just see the opportunities opening up as we speak. Please Nintendo, make Kamek a boss in Mario Maker 2. Alright, you may get a feeling of deja vu if you've seen my video on the 10 enemies that need to be in Super Mario Maker 2. Now obviously, I already told you back then, but let me tell you why I want the Koopalings in Super Mario Maker 2. These guys have been there to fight against Mario in almost all of the 2D Mario games. They were in the airships in Super Mario Bros. 3, they were in the castles in Super Mario World, and obviously they were very present in the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. So what I like about the Koopalings is how they all have different abilities. Morton Koopa Jr. has a big hammer, Roy Koopa has a big cannon, Lemmy seems to be obsessed by bouncy balls, and Wendy Koopa has magic rings. You see how they totally would be a great fit for Super Mario Maker 2. Their sprites already exist for almost all of the game themes. I mean, you added the Koopalings in Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros. So please Nintendo, I beg you, add my Koopaling buddies in this game. Thanks a lot for watching this video guys, and if you want more, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. You can like the video if you enjoyed it, and big thanks to my channel members who support me and allow me to make new videos every week. Join those names on screen right now by hitting the join button. Anyways, in the meantime, tap the cards on screen for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.